set, everybody.
This is Night Views, where we talk the latest and popular sports topics. And right now, the NBA playoffs is blazing off. Well, not for all the teams. Well, first of all, I'm still up to talking sports. Always joined by RTP. CeeLo, what's good with you, man?
What's up, man? We are officially back again, man. I'm excited. Let's go. I mean, I wish the game was more exciting, but hey, we're here, man. We're here.
Hey, Saturday nights, y'all need to be here. This is when we dropping the Night Views. We are the show talking popular sports with no cases, no current cases on us. So we good. We good out here. So
hey, it's rough out there, man. Talking sports today, man.
Hey,
even the women are getting it. Shout out to Joy Taylor, by the way. Shout out to Joy Taylor. You know.
I'm just I'm just glad we ain't got no open cases, no investigations, and we hitting y'all with the popular sports talk. So hey, we doing our thing, bro. Everybody can't say that. Everybody can't say that.
That's crazy. That's honestly crazy, bro. That's honestly crazy.
But as you mentioned, man, tonight, like I said, we're on my ex Twitter account for the sports fans that, mostly my main Twitter account is mostly about, film, entertainment, CBM, but I wanted to mix in some sports talk, popular sports talk. So we're over there. We're also on the Night Views YouTube channel and on Carlos' channel, RTP, on YouTube and on Twitter as well. So we here. So y'all get in where y'all fit in. I promise you we will probably go on side of the head of any of your favorite teams. Anyone can get it. Anyone can get it on this. Even my team. Like if you see the YouTube video, it's about my Lakers, and I have no shame when it's an L. I have no shame with L's. But
we got a lot of talk about your Lakers, by the way.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a long. Hey, like I say, Carl. I'm not afraid of the conversation. Hey, we're gonna keep it real, but just realize when it comes to y'all's team out there, I'm gonna keep it really real as well. I'm just gonna let you know. But hey, right now, NBA playoffs tonight, Game 7, Clippers at Nuggets. This is a wrap. Denver up by 27. Fourth quarter, 4 minutes ago. This game's over. The series over. Did you? This is the first thing I want to ask you, Carlos. When this series started, it seemed like the Clippers was like, I think, favored by most people. Like, what went wrong for the Clippers, and just in your opinion, when this series?
Honestly, so before this all started, I had the Clippers taking this, not because I thought they were necessarily the better team, because I've learned a long time ago you cannot bet against Joker. But because I felt like this was the last hurrah, and you have a healthy Kawhi, for this Clippers team. Like I thought Harden, like this was the make or break, and honestly, we're seeing it is like the lights are brightest, and he's not. He can barely make a three right now, so it's like what. You were brought here to be that second piece, that helper for Kawhi. Kawhi is healthy, so there is no excuses here. Zubac, he turned his career around. He's having one of the best seasons in his career right now with the Clippers, and it's like all that for nothing, So that's my main reason why I had the Clippers running, but it just goes back to the Joker, man. And shout out to Denver for picking up Westbrook. Because Westbrook, I believe, found his home for the next couple of years.
Oh, yeah, I think. Well, first off, what's a Westbrook? I think we made it clear here on Night Views.
Yeah.
Future Hall of Famer. He was that point guard, that transitional point guard. I think after Derrick Rose got hurt, Russ kind of exalted at that point. He didn't. He wasn't the difference when the Thunder made the finals that year. Against the Heat. And he never made it back since. But Russ puts up numbers, again, Hall of Fame level. And with the Joker, hey, leading up to these playoffs, the Nuggets, they fired their coach, right? Championship coach.
Yeah,
then they kind of settle into the 4th seed behind my garbage Lakers, and then you got the Clippers ascending. You felt into the playoffs with a healthy Kawhi, right?
Yeah,
that's what we all thought. All this time, we've been told every year, well, if Kawhi was healthy, now Kawhi's healthy. Harden is Harden, right? You can't trust him Game 7. The Clippers like Zubac, Norman Powell, they got pieces. It's all for naught. All for naught is like Kawhi. Okay, shift to Kawhi. Have we been fooled by Kawhi's career? Like he's great with the Spurs system.
Yeah.
He goes to the Raptors, and that's the year that Durant blows his Achilles. And on top of that, Clay blows out his knee in the finals. Both this happens in the finals.
Yeah.
Raptors win. Oh, Kawhi's the greatest. It's like, were we fooled by Kawhi or a little bit of both?
I honestly I don't think so. I think Kawhi has shown up, especially when the lights is brightest. Kawhi is always going to give you what he can give you. He's going to be consistent when he's healthy. I think that's been the major thing. I think him being so, I don't want to call him injury prone, but I guess that's what he's been these last couple of years. I think the injuries are actually worse than what we knew they were at the time. So finally he took, when we had the Paul George era with him over here, and then, they switched everything up. I feel like the Clippers were like, look, we believe in you. We need you to be healthy because we can't win without you. Take as long as you need, get healthy, get right, and we'll move forward. This has really been the first, maybe second season that he's been completely healthy the whole season long.
Yeah. And he was off for a stretch of games, just to be clear, towards the end of the season. But yeah, this is his first healthy playoff run since the Raptors championship.
Right. And he played hurt during that Raptors championship too. Throughout that. So that's what I'm saying. So like we see what Kawhi can give you. Now, my bigger question, and I know we'll get to it, is the James Harden effect. Now, James Harden has actually had, I personally think, a good season this year with the Clippers. He really showed that he still has something in him. But he's proven to us so far, especially in this series that I've seen, that he is not that number 2 guy. Maybe a third option. And I say that maybe because when he's on. But when he's off, I'd rather have Ricky Rubio out there at some points. Like it's yeah.
That was a little extreme. Right there.
It's my views. I got to be a little extreme. I got to give the people what they want. But
and let me briefly correct myself before some nerd comes in and say, "Oh, Kawhi was healthy the bubble year, and they got beat by the Nuggets.
Right?
Nuggets came back 3-1 against them that year, but." My point is Kawhi rarely doesn't have a healthy playoff series.
Exactly.
But like you said with Harden, first off, I wouldn't say Ricky Rubio over Harden, but you have a point that can you rely on Harden being that number 2? Because with the Sixers, was that 2 years ago?
Yeah.
He had where I think Embiid was sat out, and Harden went off. That one game, but then it was clear Maxey was the second best player, and Harden, get in where you fit in. And Embiid comes back, Harden disappears totally.
Right.
And so it was kind of clear. So with this team, with the Clippers, since Paul George was kind of done last year, on this Clippers team, Harden has to be the number 2. He has to be consistent. And it just he did not show up. He only showed up probably 2 of these 7 games.
Yeah.
In this series. And that's not good enough, right? I mean, Kawhi's been solid the whole time. He can't do it by himself. But my thing with Kawhi was that people was like, oh, is he like the next Jordan or some crap like that? It's like,
nah.
Kawhi's, I would love Kawhi to be on my team.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting him to be there all 82 games, right? That's just not what he is. When he's healthy, now we can stop this narrative. If Kawhi was healthy, okay, Kawhi's healthy, but he needs to be on a good team still. Okay, like let's just stop that.
Oh.
Overall,
and the versatility of this league in general has proven you can't just do it on your own anymore. You need those small pieces. You need them around, and you can't have a guy like Zubac be your number 2 guy. As great as he's been playing, no shot, to Zubac. He's been playing great this season, but he can't be your number 2 guy. Not when it's on Kawhi. It can't. And then Bogdanovic, I feel like he plays better, against Team USA than he does in the regular NBA season.
That's pretty wild right there.
Again, no shouts out to him, but come on now, it's pretty crazy.
No, I think with the Clippers as constructed, this isn't obviously a championship level team. So now it's like, I guess what do you think's next? Because like I said, hey, the Nuggets going on. I think the Nuggets, we'll kind of bookmark that for a future show, but I think they will put up some kind of fight against OKC Thunder because you have Joker. You have a championship base with the Nuggets, right? So that'd be a future conversation. But the Clippers, like what I guess what do you blow this up or what do you think?
So for me, yeah, I will blow it up, but I will blow it up with contingencies. I will keep my main piece, which is obviously Kawhi. I would even keep Harden. Now you do have decent players that are trade assets. I say go all in on Giannis. Go get Giannis. A lineup of Kawhi, Giannis, and Harden. You could put anybody else on that team. Harden doesn't have to be the number 2 guy at that point. I mean, if you put some shooters around, Harden don't even have to be the number 3 guy on that team. But if I was the Clippers, go after Giannis, and I believe that Giannis will not be a Milwaukee Buck next season. Something is tickling my fancy, man. I don't think he's gonna be a Buck, and I think the Bucks are gonna be stuck with Lillard, especially after this injury he just got. So right. I see Kawhi. I mean not Kawhi, Giannis trying to get out of there. So
yeah, and that's unfortunate with the Lillard, blow his Achilles.
Yeah,
in the playoffs, so that means you pretty much missed the entire next season. That's crazy, but I think with the Clippers, I guess my take on this is that if you can make a trade, and even if it includes Harden, Kawhi cannot be your number 1 anymore. That's what I'm learning. Like if he can be, that second cog, and there's only a handful of guys that Kawhi can be second to. I mean, you're talking about Joker, Giannis, I guess you could partner someone with Luka, but Ant Davis, Edwards. So it's like it's only a handful of guys. So I don't think Kawhi. If you're rolling out a team, say okay, we got Kawhi and his supporting cast. I'm saying no, you're not making the conference finals.
Yeah,
I think like I said, I like your Giannis take, but I think that would take a Harden in that trade. But but if you have Giannis and Kawhi and these other pieces, then you're good. I think you're good with that type of team. So that's something to think about. Again, Nuggets, I think it's final now. The Nuggets headed to the second round against OKC Thunder. I guess early.
That score is crazy, man. That score is crazy.
Early projections with this, you got OKC, blazing their way, to the playoffs and through the first round, sweep the terrible Grizzlies. And you got Nuggets, who, again, you can't underestimate a championship heart, right? That's what the Nuggets have. But you're going against, I think people believe is a better team, the Thunder. How many games you give the Nuggets in second round?
Second round, I can see this going 7 games. Just because personally, as great as the season the Thunder have, I haven't seen them really be challenged. And who better else to challenge them than, the returning champs with Jokic. Mm-hmm. I think I think this is going to be a test for them. And the
Mhm.
height wise, and then the explosiveness of Westbrook coming off the bench, Murray, we haven't really seen him healthy this whole series. So comfortable, healthy Murray, I think he could, ball out. And then the other pieces, the other guys, Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon has been a silent assassin on that court, man.
Mhm.
I think he can really, because I don't see anyone on this OKC team who could really guard a guy like Aaron Gordon, because you're going to be so busy with all these other pieces, especially trying to focus on Joker. So like Gordon could be that guy who could come in, especially Westbrook off the bench. It's going to be an interesting series.
Yeah. No, I think, man, the Nuggets, man, this is a weird team because, like I said, Joker, top 3 in the world right now. All right. I mean, I like him, Giannis. I know you can debate a handful of players at number 3. I guess I'll put Ant Edwards up there right now, the way he destroyed my Lakers. So you got Joker, top 3 in the world right now.
Yeah.
And I'm saying Shea and OKC, I mean, hey, great team. I still feel they still need some maturing. And you're going against, I know Nuggets won the championship 2 years ago, but still, they're a recent champ. And you got the core right there. So it's Joker, it's Murray, and you add the element of Russ. I think Russ is going to go wild this second. Yeah. So this is at least 6 or 7 games for sure.
And this kind of just crossed my mind right now. You got to think, we're in a playoff atmosphere with Russell Westbrook against his original hometown team, the team that drafted him in the OKC.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So he's going to go out and show out. So that's something to think about. But so now I say this, and I'm going to kind of contradict myself here. One thing I do like about this OKC team, though, is night views, guys. This is what we do here. We play both sides of the table. But
just Carlos does. But go ahead.
nah. But with OKC, one thing that a lot of people forget is that team. I think it was the year that the Bucks won the championship. Remember, Chris Paul was on this team, and who was behind him as a rookie, learning from Chris Paul? SGA. He was on that team, man. And I feel like you can see what Chris Paul has left in that organization. And since then, that organization has kind of built around that foundation, that grit, so that's why I'm putting this to 7 games. I still believe OKC can beat Denver, but this is their challenge. This is like, if they beat them, I don't see nobody beating OKC for the championship.
I mean, that's interesting because, I can't even go too far ahead after the second round with OKC because it's like they haven't – they look good on paper and the last 2 years, but they haven't accomplished anything yet, like at all. Right? And it's like the Nuggets coming in there with, again, championship pedigree, and then you add Russ to that, right? That's what they are right now, right? And so that's an interesting, like I said, I mean, 6 or 7 games. I think if the Nuggets, this is what I would say. If the Nuggets can find a way to steal one of the first 2 games, then I think the Nuggets will win the series. But if it goes down 0-2, I don't see the Nuggets, digging out of that.
Yeah.
With that. So, I mean, I don't know, that maybe that's an easy caveat right there, but it's just, Joker's one of the best in the world right now, man. And I think OKC has not really been challenged yet, and when they are challenged by like a great player, last year in the playoffs, it was Luka that destroyed them in the second round. And I think Joker could do the same to them, in this second round. So we'll see. We'll see what the Thunder got. But I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced by the Thunder yet. I mean, they look good, the regular season, but it's the playoffs now. This serious. Serious time. So let's get to let's see. Tomorrow, are we starting a new series next? What is this? Round 2 tomorrow with the Pacers and Cavs? Like that. Okay, that's interesting. So let's revisit what happened with the
This
Pacers,
guy.
the Pacers and the Bucks. The, the Pacers take out the Bucks, but the whole talk was Giannis beating up the half of the team and Halliburton's daddy. What
This was the most unserious thing I have ever seen in my life. Like,
what okay, first, okay, let's announce let's address the Giannis part of this, right? So what did Giannis cross the line in your opinion with this?
it shouldn't have even been a line. Like, what, like, why did he go over there? I like, why was, like, I get the dad heat of the moment, whatever. He's supporting his son. You know, I mean, we've dealt with LeVar Ball, for goodness sakes, you know, like, it wasn't even really that bad. It was literally like, it was almost like Giannis tried to kiss him on the forehead. I don't know what was going on there, dude. Like why? As a player, as what I will say, Halliburton's dad, was he out of line? Okay, yes, I get it. But as a player, you should know not to approach the fans, not to talk to the fans. I understand fans get out of hands, especially nowadays. They like to feel like they're a part of the game. It's part of the atmosphere or whatnot. But you are not only are you a star of this league, but why even put yourself in that position? If you are friends, you guys can literally talk after the game. You don't have to do it like while you guys are still on the court, heat of them. You know, like it just didn't make any sense to me why this even happened. And security, where you at? Like, why let that happen? You know, that's just where I'm at with that.
It's weird. I mean, Giannis, I think this was more of a cry for help that he lashed out because he did everything possible. Like, he did like 36, 17, and 8, and they still find a way to lose 8-point lead.
So I can't
seconds.
with this picture, man. I really can't.
I'm just saying, like, this is a cry for help. This is what I'm saying. This is a cry for help. Giannis is like, bro, like, if I don't get out this first round, I'm gonna murder everyone possible. And so the question is, what people are saying is, Giannis, is he done with the Bucks? Like, should he be done with this franchise?
Yes.
Overall, what do you think?
Yeah, 110%. Yes. I don't know. There's nothing left there for him. You know, he gave him the championship. It's time to move on. It's time to move on. They're still trying to build around him. And at this point, if you can't, it's time to, both of y'all, thank you for the time, cut your ties and get out of there. And because it's just, nobody wants to go to Milwaukee to play, first of all. As you've seen the whole Damian Lillard fiasco when he got traded there. If Damian Lillard did not get hurt, he would be working with the Bucks to trade him to go somewhere else. But the fact that he got hurt, he's kind of stuck there now. Whereas Giannis has the opportunity, and let's be honest, who doesn't want to have Giannis on their team? I think they will give the Bucks and every pick that they have in their book bag plus the kitchen sink, you know. So like, I think it's time, and that's why, you know, we talked about it earlier. I do think the Clippers are going to be a team to keep an eye on this offseason, because they're another one where it's like they need to put up or shut up. Like, we've been through Doc, we've been through Ty Lue, we've been through Kawhi, Paul George. Like, what's going on? Like, we need to pick it up, keep it going. So
yeah, I mean, I would say with Giannis, he's like, he's probably too loyal of a dude. Like, I remember when Kevin Garnett earlier in his career, you know, after he kind of had a good first wave with a run in the playoffs and he became MVP, and the team started sucking again. And he was like, oh, I'm to remain loyal. And he had a phase where a couple of years Garnett probably should have forced a trade and he didn't. Then eventually, I mean, it worked out for him. He ended up going to the Celtics and he wins the title. But I think with Giannis, he's still in this phase where he still feels somewhat indebted to the Bucks. They have nothing to offer him as far as a possible sidekick. They had the team built around him, right? You know, 3-4 years ago, they win a title. Then they just kept getting injured after that. And so, I mean, Giannis should ask for a trade. I just don't think he will. I think he's going to ride this out this next season. I think Then you figure out what are you going to do with Lillard's contract after next season. And then I think that's when Giannis is like, okay, because he's already signed. He already is like in the middle of a 5-year supermax. So
Yeah.
he has a couple of years to be like, hey, I'll just play, get my numbers up. He already got a title, MVPs. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's in his prime right now. So it's like for me as a basketball player and a fan of the game, like I would hate that for him because like especially the way that they lost, being up that last game and then just literally blowing up in the last couple minutes and then losing the way that they did, like it'll suck. It'll suck to see him, be in that situation. But you are right. He is very loyal. He's loyal to the franchise. I mean, there's a whole freaking docu series on Disney Plus about him that he directed and stuff. About how the Bucks sacrificed everything to get him onto that team. So, like, I get it. But personally, I think call a spade a spade. The time is here. Let's move on from it. That's what I think they should do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're a contender level, as is obviously, and they can't make any drastic changes again for another year on top of this. So, to remain relevant, Giannis, you probably should demand a trade by next trade deadline, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But let's talk about the teams that's still alive here. Well, first off, the Pacers beat them obviously. So, and you got how good are the Cleveland Cavs? I know this is probably a sore subject for you.
No. Come on, I've been ready for this one, man. I've been ready for this one.
They lambasted the Miami Heat in the first
Thank you, though. I'm glad you did, because now we're actually going to make moves this offseason. So I thank the Cavs. Thank you, Cavs.
So we touched on this last week because we knew the end was near, last week. It was down 0-3. It was like, oh, there's a wrap. As constructed this team. So we kind of touched on what you would do to kind of revamp this Heat team after the sweep. Bam Adebayo says, hey, the man in the silver hair gonna make some moves. What do you think? You as the resident Heat fan, what does that mean? Like, are people should be worried that they're gonna be shipped out at this point?
Yeah. Don't buy any houses. Don't put down any money on anything. Like, be ready just in case. You should pack an overnight bag just in case, because you never know. You might get called and be like, "Yo, you out." The reason why I say that as well, I think I sent it to you. There was the end of the season media day for the Miami Heat, and you had. We here in Night Views, we predict a lot of stuff that happens in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So you had Terry Rozier did not speak. You had Duncan Robinson that did not speak. You had Andrew Wiggins that did not speak in media day. And Pat Riley didn't speak at all as well. I believe there was one more other player. But that to me is huge. Usually Miami's big on, accountability, talking about, losses, what they have to work on for the next season, and having these certain players, especially Andrew Wiggins coming off of that trade and all that stuff. I think that's huge that he did not speak on media day. I think there's going to be some big movement this offseason. Very big.
I know we kind of tossed ideas around. Again, it was prematurely, but we knew the season was over down 0-3 last week. But people that will be moved, like I think Bam is probably the safest person in the organization, right?
Yeah.
Hero, again, I think he could play a 2 to, or stretch a 3, to whatever. But I think Bam and Hero is your core.
Yes.
And then you kind of get in where you fit in with the role players. I think Wiggins, because I knew you like the KD idea.
Yeah.
I think Wiggins is a good chip contract wise.
Yeah.
To get your one. Go out there and get a 1. So when we're talking about getting a 1, Kyle, let's just keep it real, right? You talking about KD, Giannis.
Yeah. Your whale. Get your whale.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? So that's where the Heat is at right now. I mean, of course, Jimmy Butler had a great run with the organization. Riley didn't see doing a 5-year, super max or near 50 million
Yeah.
a year. He was like, no, I'm not gonna now for a KD. Can I do a 3-year, 4-year KD, 50 million? Yeah.
Oh
Uh
heck yeah.
Giannis, you give him 60, to,
Yeah.
to be there. So
And
that's the caliber.
to your point, before you continue, it's not only just because of the player stature at that. These are players that have rings, whereas Jimmy,
Right. Right.
he's got as close, but he doesn't have that yet. So not to say he doesn't deserve that, but
Mm.
that you have to work, you have to earn it, unfortunately,
Yeah.
and that's how this league
Yeah.
is, and he hasn't. So
Hey man, and that's fair, man. I think what the Warriors, I think they're paying them near the a 2. They only gave him a 2-year, so that
yeah,
kind of tells you,
yeah,
the market is the market, man. Like it ain't no one just picking on Jimmy Butler. It just you wanted a 5-year from Rowley. He says no. The Warriors trade for you, but they only give you 2 years
yeah,
because they're like, hey, we want flexibility with you, bro. Like so that's what your value is, and we'll see how that turns out for Jimmy. I mean, I hope the best for him, but with the Heat, yeah, it's go big or go home for the Heat. If
yeah.
you can't make a major swing, I'm trying to think of like another player that could even be available. I mean, you don't want Bradley Beal.
No. Well, he said he doesn't want to leave, so
and
you
he
know.
could have been on your team if you would have acquiesced to a trade. He probably would
Yeah.
have ended up on the Heat.
Yeah,
And
I think
probably
he's
would
the
have made you
only
some money.
player that has the player clause
Yeah,
left
no
on his
trade clause.
contract. Yeah,
Yeah,
no trade clause
yeah.
on his, yeah.
Which is crazy because people are like, how does of all people? Because I think LeBron has one. Basically,
Yep.
you have to your contract has to expire for you to even be eligible to put that clause, right?
Right.
So a lot of players don't even wait for their contract to end. So that's kind of like a player union clause where if you let your contract run out, then you can negotiate and put in a no trade clause. And Bill did that with the Wizards. Uh, he should have left them when he did that,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that is what it is. So that's why a lot of players don't have it. LeBron, he always plays it to the end every contract, so he
Yep.
gets it too. But so yeah, I mean, I think with the Heat, like I said, yeah, I can't think of any big money player that would even make a difference for y'all. If it's not KD or Giannis, then at that point, like
Yeah. I
I would
mean,
keep Bam and blow it up. To be quite honest,
yeah, I mean the next best thing would be have Hero go back to his 2 spot, obviously keeping Bam, and you go get Ja Morant, it'll be a small
yeah,
ball, but it'll be a physical team, you
but
know.
box office. That's what I'm saying. You gotta go. Hey, go for Zion.
Yeah,
Go
Zion.
go go aim for Zion and be like, yo, we're gonna have you on a weight plan all season, and you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Like, dude, keep
Shaq
coaching.
can tell you about Pat Riley's weight plan. That's why Shaq hated, as much as he loved the Heat, he hated being on the Heat because they made sure
Yeah,
that man
hey,
he slimmed down.
he got a ring though. He got a ring. So
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
mean that's the thing. So I mean that's the thing with Riley. When he gets you in that culture and you're great, because
yeah,
Shaq is great. You get your ring. So Wade got it in a couple rings. LeBron got in there for a few rings. So it's like that's what it is. That's that sacrifice, that Heat culture. So hey, I
yeah.
mean they should aim. They should aim pretty big. Before we move on, I'm trying to think. Is there another name? Because like I said, you raised an interesting point with Morant. Because the Grizzlies got to realize, okay, this isn't working.
Yeah, yeah,
Like this structure of the team is not working. So we gotta blow this up because we want to give him the super max because that's what the Mavs just did with Luka, which I don't agree with, but we'll take him. We'll still take him with the Lakers. They're like, should we commit a super max to this guy? I mean, Luka, you should have, but Ja, let's kind of reset this at that point, like and
yeah.
send them to the Heat, get some picks and veterans. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that overall with your Heat.
Do you think Kyrie is staying on the Mavs, or do you think he's gonna make some noise this season?
I would say the way that organization is moving right now, they want to see a season with Kyrie and AD.
And
They
AD
do want to
together.
see because that team. That's the thing. That Mavericks team, when healthy, I mean they got the best size in the league.
Yeah.
I mean they made it to the finals last year. Obviously, Luka was the driving force offensively, but that structure of the team, you can get through the West. You can match up with Joker
Having
with
Clay
that
too.
front line.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clay being like a third, fourth option at this point. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Now they're in the KD sweepstakes as well too, though. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That would honestly be the legendary like regrouping of a team.
If they can pull off KD, because they would keep AD, they're going to keep their bigs and Kyrie.
Yeah.
And Clay would still be there in that type of deal. Yeah, that's championship level. You had KD to that team, not fair. But we'll see. Hey, we'll see what people think. They were crazy. Again, I take Luka. That's the Lakers all day.
Yeah.
Flashy Showtime. We got to get a team around them now. But we'll talk about the Lakers in a moment. But Mavericks, they may be on to something with that move. Now, let's see. So we talked about again. Round 2 starts tomorrow. That should be a fun game.
Yeah.
Well, real quick, Pacers, Cavs. I think we both think the Cavs are going to win that. I guess how many games do you think it'll take?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm still on the notion that the Cavs need to prove it to me, because we've seen the Cavs make it far in these series in the last couple seasons. But when it came to that moment, Donovan Mitchell shrunk. So, and even in that game that they blew up on us, he wasn't really the big factor in that. Like he had his points, but it was very quiet, nonchalant. Indiana, you don't want to make mistakes against them. You really don't. Indiana can beat you up, and they shoot. Everyone on that team can shoot. So I honestly think Indiana will take it. I think it'll go 7. Just because of the competitive wise, I do think it'll go 7. But I think Indy will surprise a lot of people.
I actually think, man, the Cavs, one thing about these teams, because I think all year the most impressive teams was Cavs and Thunder, and I still think the Celtics have that. They got the best roster in the world, and I will love next show we'll talk more about the Celtics and the Knicks.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
A very, very interesting series right there. But Cavs have been pretty impressive. Like I saw when they smell blood, with your Heat.
Yeah,
they didn't mess around, right? And that's bonus points for me when you can smell blood, right?
Yeah,
and attack. And that's what the Cavs did. And we never seen them do this before. This iteration of the team, never seen them do that before. So I think that's going to count for something. I'm actually going to say I think they can make some quick work of the Pacers.
Okay.
I'm going to say 5 games. I'm going to say 5 games.
5. So a gentleman's sweep. You're going with the gentleman's sweep?
I think the Cavs going to come out and shoot like crazy game 1. I think they feeling good. They swept that first round. And, Pacers ain't got nothing for them. That's how they should come out. If they come out this first game, jump up like 20 points on them, and just be like front running, I think they can make this easy work. I think the Pacers, like again, that's my second home, Indianapolis. All right, so I got
still not a Tyrese Halliburton fan, man.
This is what we'll say. I don't believe in him. I do not believe in him. You play the injured Lillard. The Bucks team is like not even half of their championship team. They traded away all the championship pieces from the Bucks. So I'm not impressed that you took out the Bucks. I mean, Giannis is a demigod, but he's the only player on this team. So with the Cavs, like you said, everything you say about the Pacers, Cavs, everyone can shoot on the Cavs as well too. The center, Jared Allen is a rim runner, but Mobley, defensive player of the year, and he can stretch the floor. Right. Garland, I think, was out a couple of games, so he's fresh coming into this series.
The last 2 games,
all their role players, all these role players can shoot. with the Cavs as well too. So I mean, I'm just whatever the Pacers got, I think the Cavs obviously got better in my opinion, and it's gonna be a quick series. I mean, this is gonna be an NBA TV series in my opinion. After Game 2, they were like, this got one side. Let's put this over there. Let's not put this on broadcast television.
He said NBA TV.
Yeah, y'all know if you know how it happens. That was like the Celtics Cavs games. Like, are we really watching this? Like, NBA TV. Ain't nobody watching that, bro. Come on, man, get out of here. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll revisit that and see if I'm underestimating my second hometown team, Pacers. But I don't think y'all don't got no superstar right now. But tomorrow, I think the game that everyone's gonna make sure they're watching tomorrow. Is a Game 7 Warriors Rockets. Hey, again, veterans versus young upstarts, but they got some people underestimating the veterans the Rockets have. Fred VanVleet. We talked about the aforementioned Raptors championship team. VanVleet was on a part of that, a big part.
Yeah, and
he's coming to play.
I'm gonna sound crazy. I know past the Night View streams I've talked about it and how much I don't like this person, but Dylan Brooks, man, I got to give him his props. As a vet, he has shown up. He's been there for his young guys. He stood in front of certain situations with his young guys to calm them down. If Dylan Brooks is coming over to you and telling you need to calm down, I think you might need to calm down, all right? Because what's his name? Thompson just sometimes he has like this switch. He has this switch where he just loses it.
He's psycho level. Yeah, he's definitely psycho level. And he still has to kind of focus on the game because like he's very athletic. Just his brother also who got crossed out of his sneakers against Brunson the other night. But it's like they're very athletic.
Come on,
dudes.
Man, why you got to do that to the brother, man?
I mean, it has to. I gotta shade the Pistons fans just a little bit, like that's the old Chicago Detroit thing. I try to but it's like
I will say for the future of Detroit, I see they have a good future for that team. I do that young scrappy team, man.
No, I will say I think if the Pistons, if they were matched up against. I guess anyone except Knicks, Cavs, Celtics, they probably would have won, that first round. And those are the top 3 teams right in the East. So it's like I think they could have beat, a Pacers, a Bucks. You know what I mean? I think the Pistons are that good. I think Cunningham, he's up next, They got again those veteran pieces. You got Beasley,
they almost won that game or 2 against the Knicks at the
couple of games. Couple games. I actually think they played. I think they outplayed the Knicks. Just Brunson went off. Like I gotta give Brunson more credit. Like Brunson went off in those couple of games for them to even win, and that's gonna be the difference. I can't wait for that Knicks again. Next show we'll talk more about the Knicks and Celtics. I can't wait for that series. Like people think. Knicks, same old Knicks, like Brunson. You show up, Mr. Fourth Quarter. That's interesting.
I don't know if I said it last week, but the Knicks and the Timberwolves, they validated that trade these last 2 series with Randall and Karl Anthony Towns. Both are key assets to both of these teams. So like shout out to them. Like we all thought, you remember me when we found out about that trade, I was like, what are we thinking? Like, what is going on here? Why would you do this? All this and that. And look, it worked out for the best, man. Well, it worked out for the best.
Team structure. I'm gonna say Timberwolves won that trade because albeit slightly. But like you said, it benefited both sides. But Timberwolves, Julius Randle is a dog, right? And we're gonna talk about the T-Wolves in just a second. And it really fits Ant Edwards' approach. With the Knicks, it's like Cat, just spot up out there. Like
Yeah.
we'll get you the ball when and it doesn't hurt the team because Brunson is balling,
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges, Anunoby, so Cat fits that ensemble, and Randall is just, like I said, is a dog out there. So
as much as Cat like loves to shoot, this last series, he pretty much like was playing big man the whole time. He was dunking. He was like so I would like I agree with you 100%, man. It's been fun to watch on both teams, honestly.
Yeah, Cat cannot be. He's like a James Harden, right?
Yes.
Like Cat, I don't want to count on you being my number 2 like all the time. Like, but when you kick in, like you only help me when you kick in because he's very talented. Cat is very talented, but you couldn't count on him being that number 2, even with the run that T-Wolves had last year.
Yeah,
like Cat wasn't a big part of it. It was Ant Edwards, and he was getting other people on board. So, that's a fair trade. But let's transition back here with the Warriors Rockets with this because I know we jumped around there. What do we got? Game 7 again. I picked tonight's game wrong. I said I didn't trust the Nuggets. I shouldn't have trusted the Clippers. So that's my judgment is bad right now. But before this game, before the Nuggets and Clippers went haywire, I said, "Oh, no doubt Warriors winning this game, Game 7." I don't know now. What do you think with this game?
I mean, and I want to preface this. There's no hate here for the whole Jimmy Butler leaving and stuff like that. I've had Houston as the underdog, in the West, and I can see them beating this team, man. I think that it's time for the Warriors. I think picking up Jimmy was good for them, but they are old. That is an old team, man. And relying on Draymond to be your big guy, his name escapes me from the Houston Rockets, but their center, their big dude, like he came
Şengün.
out of Şengün. He came out of left field for me, man. Like, and he's been fun to watch as well. And he's not afraid of a guy like Draymond. He's not afraid of a guy like Draymond.
Because my judgment is so terrible, like the last 24 or 48 hours, I got to go like opposite day on myself. Like, because if I was thinking Warriors 24 hours ago and I was thinking Clippers, I'm going to flip it. I'm going to say Rockets winning this game. But also, too, not just something gimmicky like that, because the last couple games of this series, the Rockets, they came out inexperienced, lose game 1.
Yeah.
Bounce back game 2. And then, they know Jimmy Butler gets hurt. People thinking like, oh, Steph has a Steph Curry game. And these last couple games, the Rockets have been running the Warriors. Like this Warriors team as constructed, they got nothing for the Rockets right now. I mean, that's what these 7-game series, you find out who's the better team about 3 or 4 games. You're like, okay. Like this ain't even a match and the series is probably over. It's just the Rockets was young, so they lost a couple games early, but now they're obviously the better team. That's what I feel. Like,
also, I think we need to give a lot of credit to coaching because what we've seen in live while this series has been going on is the adjustments. The adjustments have been so like there'll maybe be a player here where the coach might switch out and it'll be just for a couple minutes, but if you notice the defensive side of the ball, when the Warriors is there, the rotation is kind of all over the place sometimes. And you always have that one guy open, one because of the ball movement for Houston. But it's always these little minor tweaks that you see in these lineups and rotations that it makes a difference. And so, I give a lot of credit to the coaching for Houston, man, because it's been a lot of like learn and react type of situations. And that is some of the biggest keys when it comes to winning a championship is learning how to adapt and react, in the middle of a game. So,
no doubt. I think the Rockets, they kind of figured out, the Warriors are kind of running off fumes, championship fumes. And Steph can only have, so many outbursts, and they've withstood that. Now it's game 7. like you said, Şengün has an obvious advantage down low.
Yeah.
Van Fleet, again, champion. You're talking about the championship pedigree. Van Fleet
Yeah.
won a championship, and he was a big part of that team with his shooting. And he's trying to get these young guys on board. So I just think the Rockets actually have too much for the Warriors, and I and just looking forward, I'd rather the T Wolves beat the Rockets second round than the Warriors anyway. So because I think the T Wolves going to the conference finals. So yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be through the Rockets. So Rockets, you can have one.
Yeah, definitely. And also, Jalen Green, he hasn't really had a big game yet. And he's even said it, in the presser that like he hasn't even actually balled. So when he gets everything clicked and lined up together and he starts shooting in all cylinders, man, yeah, the Houston Rockets are going to be a team to not sleep on. So
no, definitely. And Jalen Green, that will help his trade value because they're probably gonna get KD next season with using Jalen Green.
No, man. He's gonna be a Heat. So I need you to say it, man. Say it. He's going to be a Heat.
Hey, right? I'm not in that seance you got going on there, but no, definitely. I think, like I said, I gotta flip my philosophy. I think the Rockets gonna take this. They've just been a better team though the last couple of games. So very interesting stuff with that. Overall, we're looking forward to that Game 7 and the start of round 2 tomorrow with the Pacers, Cavs, and more games coming up during the week. But the main topic we want to kind of settle on here is my doggone Lakers. This was a very interesting season. I felt months ago before the Luka trade, I was like, we're destined for another first round bounce. But I thought it would be with Anthony Davis and LeBron, that same old formula that's been losing since the bubble. We trade for Luka, swing for the fences, but Luka ran the gas. I don't know, LeBron, like he's too old. I don't know what went wrong for these Lakers team just from your standpoint. I can talk about my personal feelings, but
yeah.
Because you watch these games, just what in general, what went wrong? Lakers was number 3 seed, got thoroughly outmatched in 5 games against the T-Wolves.
So number 3, that was with AD on the squad, right? That got him there before the big trade had went down.
I would give him halfway credit.
Halfway.
I'll give him halfway. Yeah.
I will say so. So I'm looking at this as a I've Heat fan all my life. Seeing LeBron come, seeing Eric Spoelstra had to deal with everything. Not every coach can deal with the mixture of that many superstars. Yeah, JJ Redick had to deal with Anthony Davis and LeBron James, but never has he had to deal with a player like Luka who is generational. Same thing with LeBron, putting them together, making them work, to making the right rotations. This, short season that he's had with Luka, he doesn't really know Luka's spots yet. As much as he's, seen him and been an analyst and seen the way he's played, it's so different to coach that type of player. And having, this team together, and then having LeBron play center at 40 years old, I know that seems crazy, but we've seen LeBron do the impossible. And I could see a guy like LeBron be like, hey, coach, if you think this is going to work, I'm going to do it. But it's tough because when you need your young cats and your young cats don't show up, you have to be the bad guy. You have to show them a lesson. And I feel like that's what JJ really did. I know it's playoffs. I know as Lakers fans, you guys don't want to hear that, but JJ proved to the organization that we have a team. We are capable of making it to a third round, third seed, but we need the right pieces to compete in a playoff atmosphere. So, I think the blame is kind of all over the place when it comes to do we blame only Luka? Obviously, this whole notion that Luka is out of shape and all this, I don't believe that. He is a superstar. We've seen a guy like Joker be the biggest out of shape basketball player, and he's still out here balling. Luka is balling. He just has his quirks, where he doesn't really play defense. That's something that as a coach as JJ has right now, he can work with him on that this offseason, or put the right pieces around him so he doesn't have to worry about that. Kind of like how when the Warriors, had Steph, coming out, he was a great shooter, but his defense, and even till now, his defense is still kind of shoddy. You just put the right defensive players around him, like a Draymond Green, so on and so forth, to help him in that situation. You have a guy like LeBron. Now, what LeBron needs to do is, first of all, he needs to make a decision if he's going to stay on the Lakers team or he's going to leave or he's going to retire. He needs to make that decision. If he does decide to stay, I think Luka needs to get on that LeBron diet plan. And not only do I mean obviously eating wise, but I mean working out wise and working on his game. And I think that would help you guys out. And obviously Luka's the future, so you build around Luka. So
no,
I know definitely. That was a big mouthful, but
no, it was great. It was great. No, I think great. It's the Luka era now. We got to embrace the Luka era. I think with LeBron, he has like the most unimpactful 30-point games like I've ever seen. Like it's just in my life. Like this, you have to remind me. This dude actually scored like 30 with 8 couple of games. It didn't even matter. But when Luka explodes, it matters, right? So it's like we got to embrace the Luka era. We got to realize LeBron, like, is he even a number 2 anymore? I don't know. I don't know at this point, like, because it's not impacting anything when LeBron does anything anymore. Yeah. Like an Ant Edwards, when he explodes, it's like you feel it, right? We talk about with the Rockets, that the Şengün, when he explodes, it's like LeBron has to realize, okay, what is my place right now? Because I'm not the best player on my team anymore.
Yeah,
it was debatable. AD was better, but AD was too scared to step up with LeBron on his team.
He was just always hurt.
Yeah, but Luka is clear. Luka's the better player on this team, just impacting the game. That just is what it is. So LeBron, you got to figure out, okay, I have to not take stupid shots in the last seconds of games, but that's another story. But it's just he has to be able to fit in now with a Luka team, or get the heck out of here. We can ship you out of here. I've been trying to trade him and his son for a year now, so it's like,
well,
we can do this now.
Still, hold on. You don't know the new story that's out there? The new story is the Lakers are trying to get Bryce James over here now. He's eligible for 2026.
Bro.
Yeah, it's a circus, bro.
I did not want this. I did not want this circus. I said this last summer. I did not want this circus. Now, thankfully, Luka kind of undercut, and he came in. He became the story instead of this circus, right? Yeah. So now, going forward, the Lakers, it's about, again, the structure of your roster. I think outside of Luka, anybody can go. Whatever makes this team better. Build around Luka. This is your star for the next 10 years, right? As a Lakers fan, I've been gifted. The first Lakers game I watched, it was Magic Johnson winning the championship, right? So I just been spoiled my entire life. So it's like Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaq, Kobe. We got LeBron, AD. Now it's Luka. And I don't think it's going to be LeBron with him, but we need Luka and someone else to go forward. LeBron, if you want to do a victory lap next season, fine. Get your son, your other son, do one more victory lap, and all y'all leave. All y'all leave the Lakers after
that could be it. That could be it.
I'll give y'all one more year. Like Luka, let's develop the team. Let's have the LeBron James circus one more season, all his sons, and then we're shipping them all out of here 2027. New start.
Such a waste of a season, man. That would be such a waste of a season. Oh, man.
Hey, as long as it's entertaining, that's what the Lakers are about. But no, I think, like you said, though, when you trade away AD, which is a top 3 to 5 big, you're going to suffer down low. And the Lakers, that's when they got destroyed by the Timberwolves. Gobert went off for a career high 2020 game.
Yeah.
So that's on
That's
the
the one
GM.
guy
That's
you
on the
don't want to get
organization.
beat by. You don't want to
Yeah,
get beat by
yeah.
Gobert. Like, come on now.
So you just gotta commit. Like, okay, are we building around Luca, or are we just gonna
Yeah.
play this circus? Cause yeah, hey, I'm all good. Let's do a circus one more season. I'm fine. We're the Lakers. We've been blessed with 16 championships, so
Yeah.
we can do one more circus year. But then after that, it's all about Luca. I don't want to hear nothing else. LeBron, get out of here, retire, whatever. But I'll give you one more year with that. But with talking about the Lakers and them getting bounced, because again, everyone talks about the Lakers, all these sports channels, but we gotta give credit where it's due, right?
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards did that, as it says, the King Slayer. That's kind of dope. Anthony Edwards, our final topic here. People talk about the face of the league and who should be the face of the league and things like that. I thought Ant Edwards was on that trajectory last year, but then he ran to Luca, right? Luca on a good team, a good constructed team last year, and he got bounced in the Western Conference Finals. What do we think now? Ant Edwards, in real time in those Lakers games, I saw him galvanize his T-Wolves team with Randall and McDaniels and Gobert. I still don't think they have enough to win a title.
Yeah.
But is Ant Edwards, is he him, as the kids say? Carlos?
I want to say yes. I really do. But I need to see more. And I know that's very vague, but I need to see more. There's still games out there where his shot, you can see it's affecting the team sometimes, where he in a quarter he only has 5 points, and then everybody else starts getting in, and then he'll come in and shoot his shot. I need him to dominate this new series. Like, when I mean dominate, I need him to have like the most points. Like, I need the playoff. I need USA Anthony Edwards to come out and be in this season, like in this next series. I need that, and then yes, he is he would be the face. He would be the face, but he needs to prove it for me.
That's what I say. For him to be the face, because I think right now it's this weird. Obviously, it's the conversation of who's the face of the league, and it's almost like people are saying, well, it has to be an American-born player. So it's like, okay, I mean, I'll bite with that, whatever. Because I think Joker's the best player, and then Giannis right there with him.
Yeah.
But they're foreign, to. So you're talking about Ant Edwards. Tatum will never get it because I don't believe in him looking at him.
Notice I didn't even bring him up, and I'm not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't, and Shea is Canadian, so they don't count him. No shot at Canada. I did not shoot at Canada when I said that. But you got Canadian viewers. They think like
pretty soon that might be the 51st state. You don't know. Hold out.
If you absorb them, they're gonna be mad about that too. But I didn't say that. Carlos said that Canadians. I'm just saying.
I'm just speaking the truth.
I'm not coming at y'all, but no, I think really for him to be the face, I'm kind of putting him on this whole Lamar Jackson thing. Like, I declared, I'm not going to bloviate over Lamar Jackson until he goes to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and
then I'll be like, okay, you are the great. Lamar is the greatest of this generation. It's just you got to get a ring, bro. Like he's ridiculous. Ant. He had a great run last year. He ran the gas. He could have became if he made it to the finals last year, he'll be the face. And I say this year as well. And you got to get through. I think the Rockets will win, against the Warriors. You got to beat the Rockets. You got to beat Shea. Yeah. OKC. You get to the finals, because I don't think you can have enough to beat the Celtics or the Cavs or whoever comes out of the East. But you will be the face. You'll be the American player that's best in the world.
Yeah, I think your comparison to him and Lamar Jackson is spot on. That's why I think, and that kind of just explained to me myself why I'm still so hesitant to be like, yeah. So like, it's the same thing with Lamar. Like, I need to see more. We've seen.
I win that big game, man.
Yeah, like we've seen shades. We've seen the shades. We've seen the great highlights. But we need to see a complete series.
Talent. the talent is there. It's like it's not even about question. Like I mean, I know that's not what you're saying, but I'm just saying the talent is there. We're not questioning the talent at all. We're just saying, bro, like we grew up on Jordan and Shaq and Kobe. So those big games, they won those games.
Yeah,
and they were the face, and they were winning. And that's all we're saying for these next guys. Like in the NFL, Tom Brady was the face because he was winning. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you have to do. Like Lamar, in football, you gotta get to the Super Bowl, bro. So we have those 2 weeks of coverage that you're the greatest quarterback in our generation. He literally is, but he does not win the big games. And Edwards, you're probably the most talented dude on the court every time you step out on the court. But you got to will your team. That's what Jordan did before you. That's what Kobe did after Shaq left. Kobe willed his team to get to the finals. That's what Edwards has to do. That's the next week. I can't brag about guys like, oh, you did good in one round. Like now it's like, no, I need championship level glazing. Right, we're not glazing no one unless you're championship level.
And for the Night View fans, did you notice that 3 times he talked about the basketball and how they were the face of the league? Not once mentioned LeBron. That's pretty crazy, man. That's pretty nuts.
Hey, y'all know.
He put his foot down on it too, guys. He put his foot down on it. That was crazy. That was nuts. I'm gonna clip that later.
When did LeBron win? He had Wade and Bosh. Kyrie hit the Game 7 shot. AD should have been Finals MVP in the bubble. I'm just saying. I mean, hey, LeBron, great career.
Beat up Heat team.
Greatest career ever. I will give LeBron that he supplanted Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the greatest career ever. LeBron got all the accolades. That's what Kareem was. People don't realize there's GOAT. There's GOAT career. It's different levels here, right? Like Jordan, no one's going to 6 for 6 in the finals. Who's going to match that? Montana, you could argue Montana is greater than Brady because Montana never lost a Super Bowl, right? So it's like it levels to this, right? That's what we're saying. Though Brady is the GOAT of football. I'm just throw it out there. Just so people can, because Brady became GOAT to me, even though he lost to Eli twice. Brady is GOAT because of that. He won all them championships, and then he came back against the Falcons. And I was like, okay, no one's gonna be what Brady is ever.
Yeah,
just ever. Forget it. And then he beat Mahomes for his last Super Bowl. It's like, okay, he's like, oh, you think he's the next GOAT? I'm gonna beat him, and then I'm gonna retire.
Yeah, I'm gonna send him off. That's how I'm gonna say.
Brady's great. I want to make very clear when I say that. I think Brady is greater than Montana football wise. Though Montana, I think Montana's 4 for 4, or some 49ers fan will hit me up later about that. But
that just goes back to the times and stuff like that. The competition.
But Brady,
and stuff,
it was like some miraculous catches to beat Brady in the Super Bowl. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah,
both times. People think of the helmet catch. In the second one, it was like a crazy catch to even beat him.
Shout out to Eli. Shout out to Eli, man.
Hey, Eli, that's why he's Hall of Fame. You beat the GOAT twice.
Yeah.
You retire off that. I'll write books off that. I will, man.
The time I beat Tom Brady.
Bro, milk that. I'm all about marketing, bro. Like I can help you, Eli. Let's say. For the next, like how them what are they talking about? Them Dolphins, that Dolphins team, 71 Dolphins that never lost a game. That's how you milk that for like generations.
Our current team doesn't, make it hard for them not to milk that, So,
but you know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta be like, yo, this is our angle. Like we didn't lose at all. Oh, yeah, that's for life right there. And like with Eli, you beat the GOAT twice, 2-0. Yeah, you milk that for life. So, interesting stuff. But as we close this one out again. A couple NBA games. It's kind of NBA week, though. WNBA did start its preseason. I wasn't gonna spend too much time on preseason, but you did get a chance. I didn't really catch any of the games, but you got a chance to watch Paige Beckers a little bit.
Yeah. So I made sure I watched that one because I'm a man. She just looks like she's ready. I mean, she only had 10 points for her first game. She barely played a lot, but she got a couple blocks, against veterans out there, and man, she
Mhm.
looks like she's ready for it, man. It's gonna be an interesting season, man. It's
I
gonna be a very interesting season.
mean,
Shout out to Angel
Dallas.
Reese. Angel Reese today had a big game. She was out there, showing her new shot off. It looked pretty good,
I
man.
think she got a double. I saw the numbers pop up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think Angel Reese, she's gonna have to, because and we'll talk more about the WNBA next week, but I don't think they did enough to upgrade her team. That's why I'm
yeah,
a little frustrated for her, because I'm like she had a great rookie season, set records,
yeah,
and you just happen to come out when Caitlin All World comes out, and Caitlin goes to the playoffs, and they upgrade Caitlin's team with multiple veterans. Like Fever is a championship contender now,
yeah,
and like with Angel Reese, I'm like, you just traded away. They got rid of Trinity Carter, and she was like their best scorer. I'm like, what are
yeah.
y'all doing?
I
You guys got
wish
rid of Marina.
I
Yeah.
wish they were in the play for the Plum trade. I
Oh,
think Plum would have been so good on that team with her, man. But hey,
the
she got her
Sparks.
hometown girls, so
Well, yeah, you got Van Lith over there
yeah,
with the Chicago Sky, and I mean, she kind of has to become like a pro level really quick to
yeah,
help her. But yeah, with Plum, Kelsey Plum from the Aces goes to the LA Sparks. I think they automatically LA. I mean, it's LA.
yeah.
You already got like some nice pieces over there, and then you add Kelsey Plum, who's veteran specialist, two-way player, and so that's gonna be a fun team to watch. LA Sparks, the Dallas Wings you mentioned with Paige Beckers and uh, Erica Agumawali, my favorite player in the WNBA over there as well too. So that's gonna be a fun team. Chicago, I'm gonna watch because of Andrew Reese. I'm gonna watch
Yeah,
Chicago
yeah, yeah.
anyway
Facts,
because of
facts.
Andrew. But Seattle Storm, they got the female Wembanyama over there. That's gonna be fun to watch. It's
I
gonna be. I mean,
think
I'm gonna be watching a lot of
was it
WNBA.
today or tomorrow? I think Brazil is playing against Fever. I think that was today, if I'm not
Probably
mistaken.
so.
But
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't get to watch it. I was working, but yeah, I definitely want to start checking out more too. So
Oh yeah, WNBA is gonna be a real. This is gonna be a really fun season. I mean, a lot of teams leveled up,
yeah,
and I mean, like what was it? The Connecticut team, like one of the teams, like just blew up all their players, and like
yeah.
just so it's gonna be a different season this year. Like I mean, the Liberties, the defending champs, they're gonna be
The
good.
Valkyrie
Ace is
being a new
good.
team, like this is it's
Mm.
awesome because it's
Got
reminded
an
me.
expansion team.
Yeah, the expansion team. It reminded me of when the NBA started. When Miami Heat first got
Mm.
their team. And stuff like that. So it's pretty
Mm.
exciting, man. Hopefully we get a team down here in Miami. That'll be fun.
I'm sure it's going to happen. I mean, WNBA. I mean, the viewership's going up. I think, yeah, you're going to have more teams popping up as long as the viewership keeps going. So
Yeah,
like I said, this podcast, Night Views, we came out strong last year supporting women's basketball because they had the better college product. I still
yeah,
think they do right now. And now for the pro, they're gonna get us through the summer. WNBA is
man.
back, and
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. So we're gonna close this one out for Night Views. Again, this was NBA centric. Next week we'll catch up on what's going on with the playoffs. We're here every Saturday night. All for foreseeing any issues and basketball related. When football season comes back in full swing, it's gonna be a really fun night to talk all sports, man. Carlos RTP,
Yes,
what you gonna
sir.
be up to during the week, man?
During the week, so I got my back on schedule with basketball, the adult league. I got my game. I think it's my fourth game for this new season on Thursday. I am back in the gaming, so stay tuned for a couple of gaming streams. And I recently just posted last week, as you guys saw, I was out of the studio. I was up in Orlando, and I got to check out Epic before the grand opening. So Epic Universe, new Universal Park. I did a whole tour on there. So there's a vlog on my main channel, RTP. Just go check it out. And yeah, man, be here every Saturday night at 9.
That's right. That's right. Nine ish 9-ish.
Nine-ish.
That depends if the game's going on with you. I kind of take a little extra time, but no, this is a good night. Like this is a great day for all my streaming. People know me for my film and entertainment stuff, but we love these sports, man, and so we're gonna be here Saturday night chopping it up. That's NFL, NBA, WNBA, college, etc., pro, everything. Overall,
shout out to hockey, by the way, too. It's playoff hockey, so
little
watching
hockey.
My Panthers.
We'll see. I don't know if I find something to bet on, I'll do it. We'll put some baseball in this when we get to like October as well. So kind of throw this out there. I got a baseball consultant. I may put into this.
We got the Panthers making noise again, so we gotta show some love. So
you know what I'm saying? We gotta see what's popular out there, but. For myself, Abdul, RTP, Carlos, we're gonna slide on out of here. We're gonna work on the outros and intros and stuff next time. But we out. Till next time.
Peace.